FM.
Insure 24/7 is a community-based insurance brokerage offering competitive premiums and a great service. Taxis, properties and businesses, we cover them all. Call us on 01733 856699 or visit our new office at 304 Lincoln Road. Insure 24/7. We've got you covered. Insure 24/7 is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority.
There's a million choices available for dining out in Leeds.
But if you want something special, there's only one name to remember.
Mumtaz Leeds.
Relax in our newly refurbished Riverside restaurant.
Enjoy exquisite home cooking from our brand new menu. Upgrade to the Mumtaz Leeds experience.
And the price? Well, we're better value than ever before.
Mumtaz Leeds, Chadwick Street, Leeds, LS10 1PJ. Call 0113 242 4211.
Free car parking available.
Gems and jewels. Wise sayings, interesting events, and moral lessons from Islamic history. Patience and lawful sustenance.
Ali ibn Abi Talib radiyallahu anhu entered the mosque of Kufa one day, where he saw a man standing at the door of the mosque. He asked that man to hold his mount for him so he could enter. Upon his exit, Ali had 2 dirhams in his hand that he had intended to give the man in return for his services. However, he found that the mule was still there without its reins. So he gave the 2 dirhams to his servant Qanbar to purchase new reins for his mule. At the marketplace, Ali's servant found the exact reins that the thief had sold for 2 dirhams. So Ali said to him, "Indeed, the slave forbids himself from lawful sustenance by abstaining from patience."
I believe I've changed.
Assalamu alaikum, good evening. This is Amr Sulaiman with Geared Up on Salam Radio 106.2 FM, and a warm salam to you in Luton listening on Inspire FM as well. Welcome to you. Geared Up is your monthly motoring show. I'm with my co-driver Akeel Khalil, bringing you an hour of chat on everything motoring related. Now, as always, Salam Radio is not only on 106.2 FM, you can also listen online at salamradio.co.uk, via the TuneIn app on iPhone or Android, and of course our live shows, including this one, is also broadcast live on Twitter, Facebook and YouTube. Now, the eager-eared of you will notice that we've got a new theme music, which is purely an accident. So I don't know why that one is playing. We should be playing our usual Geared Up inspiring theme music, but we'll go with this for today. Now, in today's show, is your car too dangerous for the road? UK hotspots for unroadworthy cars are revealed, plus new research reveals the shocking statistics of how far we're prepared to drive without taking a break. And that's also our question to you this evening. What's the furthest you've driven without taking a break? 01733 602 133 is the number to call. All that and our quiz question, plus the latest car news, is all to come. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Akeel.
Walaikum salam, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Are your tyres warmed up?
They are indeed. You know, I quite like that, actually.
You know, that's from my Friday drive show.
I did like that.
You've immediately gone off it.
Nah,
Thanks for, I've always appreciated your support.
You're welcome.
And love for me. I really have. Okay, so listen, a big shout out to our new station manager who's joined us. Sister Michelle has joined us, doing a fantastic job as end of her first week, effectively, and mashallah done an amazing job so far.
She has, absolutely, yeah, I concur. Welcome to the team.
Indeed, welcome indeed, and I'm sure all of our listeners will welcome Sister Michelle as well. And of course our presenters. Now, first of all, I do need to let you know what our quiz question is this week, which is a great one, which is which British car manufacturer shares its name with a London bridge? Which British car manufacturer shares its name with a London bridge? If you think you know, this is what you do.
Text or WhatsApp 07745 278 978. This is Salam Radio.
This is indeed Salam Radio, and we're eagerly awaiting your answer to that one. I think it's a bit easy.
Yes.
For those that know London bridges.
Correct.
What, are you disagreeing with me?
No, I agree with you, actually. But that said, I think, I hope people don't Google it.
Well, people are going to Google it.
I know they're going to, but I mean, it's fairly straightforward. Certainly if you've been travelling around London, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I think it'll be easy for some. I think it'll be easy for the older generation rather than people of a certain younger generation who may not be familiar with London geography.
Yes, or really like that manufacturer.
Or really like that manufacturer. Yeah, exactly. Okay, now listen, our first topic is your car too dangerous for the road? London and Birmingham have been outed as UK hotspots for unroadworthy cars, according to new driver vehicle licensing agency figures. Motorists driving vehicles with defective brakes, balding tyres and dodgy steering mechanisms are among those who've been prosecuted since 2016 with fines of up to £5,000. And following a number of freedom of information requests to the DVLA, the areas with the highest number of prosecutions for poor vehicle maintenance have been revealed. Now, before we get into those top 10, which is pretty shocking with those figures, what's your thoughts on? Do you think there are too many of us driving around not checking our vehicles regularly, Brother McGill?
Yeah, I do, certainly. I'll tell you what caught me by surprise was the dodgy steering mechanisms.
That's a major one.
I think the obviously what you can see when you look at other people's cars or even your own car, is going to be the tyres. That's the first thing that anyone should be checking. And then perhaps your brakes. But normally people, if they can hear a sound, if it's squeaking or if they're pushing it, it's taking, they're not as responsive as they were before.
Correct.
Those are the two things. But that's scary. That scared me when I was reading this article.
It is scary because, wouldn't you know you have a dodgy steering mechanism just by when you're steering the vehicle?
Yeah, absolutely.
You'd know.
You'd know.
Either there'll be play in it, where the vehicle moves but the steering doesn't, or whatever it might be.
No feedback, for example.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, or if you're, like you said, even potentially issues with, power steering, etc.
Yeah.
Something would give you an idea. I've got a problem.
Yeah. So are we to assume then that there are drivers out there? I think we're assuming correctly that there are drivers out there who are so also what I'm looking for. They're not at all connected with their vehicle.
Yeah.
That they don't even know when something as serious as that has happened.
Yes, no, I totally agree with you. I mean, this is the similar sort of driver that I would put in the category of when it's frosty, or when it snowed, to clean half the screen. It's just a means to an end.
Right.
Or
they just make a hole in it.
Just make a hole in it, and then they're just pottering along the road, and all you can see is the hole and a face in it. The rest of the car is frosted. But again, these are people who I believe are just... they're using their vehicle as a means to an end. So unless something obvious happens, i.e., there's a puncture, or when they've tried to brake and something, almost a catastrophe's been avoided, should we say?
Yes.
Then they're not going to know. And the other time around, it would be if it's a service or an MOT. That would be the only time they would actually be thinking about the health of their car.
I think you're absolutely right. But these figures are absolutely shocking, I have to say. I mean, the top 10, top of the list is London, with 4,526 is the number of dangerous vehicle prosecutions.
Staggering.
Yes, which is in since 2016, I think I'm saying, right?
Yeah, but you know what? Just to interject there, brother, right? 4,526, that's what they know about.
Of course. These are people that have been caught.
That's right.
So, I mean... It's probably, I don't know, more than twofold, threefold, maybe four, easily.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read them all out, but going down the list, I mean, you've got Birmingham second. But one thing I will point out is London, 4,526. Birmingham is second with 792. So it's a massive difference.
Yes.
But again, these are only those that have been caught. Then you've got Liverpool, Glasgow, Ilford. Then you've got Bradford at number 8. Dagenham and Nottingham tying on 9. But what is really interesting is number 10.
I know, it shocked me.
It's Peterborough.
It's Peterborough, yeah. This is a national survey.
It's actually quite horrendous.
But when you think about it, when you're driving around yourself, you do tend to see. I mean, obviously, you see some cars. You think, oh, hold on, that looks a bit dodgy.
Yeah,
that doesn't look right.
Yeah,
and so actually, it looks genuine. I mean, we've seen many cars on the road, haven't we?
Yeah. I mean, these are DVLA figures, right?
Yeah.
So we know it's genuine, and it's the Freedom of Information Act that the information has been obtained. But one thing I can say that I've noticed personally, and I've got a dash cam, is the amount of ridiculous drivers that are on our roads.
Yeah.
So that kind of marries and tallies with these figures.
Yeah.
Because I think there was another article out from Peterborough Telegraph earlier this year, which showed how many people were driving uninsured in Peterborough. So Peterborough is really not doing itself any favours. Well, the drivers are not doing Peterborough any favours. Yeah. Uninsured, unroadworthy vehicles, dangerous driving. It's not great.
It's not, no. Although I'm not trying to condone it in any way. What I would say is that austerity is an issue. Insurance costs a lot of money.
It does indeed.
But that's no excuse. I mean, if you're going to get behind the wheel of a car, you need to be legit at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
You need to have an MOT, you need to have road tax, you need to have insurance, you need to have a full UK driver's license.
Indeed.
But that said, you can understand. I mean, there are some of the people that you see when they are being, when you watch these police programs.
Yeah.
They're not, it's easy to paint a picture to think, okay, the type of person who's going to be doing this sort of crime is going to be, a young man who hasn't got a job and he's involved in other criminality. But it's not.
No.
It's right across the spectrum.
Of course.
It is actually people who are trying to get to work, but they can't afford to get it. So, I mean, it's no excuse at the end of the day. You are right. I mean, you're right. It's not a pretty picture, and something needs to happen.
Something does need to happen, but I mean that could be any number of things.
I mean, we can see that the people's got a sophisticated ANPR network around, as far as the UK, but I mean, certainly that's helped with clamping.
For those that don't know, ANPR is automatic number plate recognition.
Correct.
Yeah. So look, vehicles can be deemed too dangerous for the road for anything from having, as we've talked about, illegal tyre tread to even a faulty exhaust, which can earn drivers hefty fines and points on their licence. But the most common charge across all the regions is given for driving with illegal tyres, no surprise, which carries a penalty of up to £2,500 per tyre.
It's staggering.
It is staggering.
But it's definitely something that would make you think.
But that's just for standard size cars. It's £5,000 per tyre for larger vehicles.
Wow. So if you're driving an SUV.
Well, yeah, which I would consider to be one of the larger vehicles, right? But I think people forget that this is a very interesting fact.
Yeah.
Is your car, it doesn't matter what car you have and what you drive, its only contact with the road are your tyres.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally agree with you. And yet it seems to be this thing that people tend to disregard more often than not. Or they are they're not checking them often enough.
Well, this is what worries me, bro, because you get the MOT, which is every 12 months.
Yeah.
But in 12 months, the degradation of a tyre can be significant from when it's passed an MOT.
Yeah, especially, for example, if you're doing 10,000 miles in a year.
Right.
Exactly. And depends on your driving style.
Of course.
Are you someone who carries speed around a bend? Do you brake late? Do you pull off quickly? Do you accelerate quickly?
Yeah.
So on and so forth. All of these things have a massive impact. You're absolutely on the life cycle of the tyre.
Absolutely. But we know for a fact. I mean, statistics show that there are people that don't check their tyres. If they just put the car in for the MOT, it's passed, I need new tyres.
Yeah.
What about all that time before the MOT when your vehicle was illegal and you just happen not to have been checked or been caught? It's danger to you and other road users.
Yes, and I think, although we're talking about cars as well, I mean, this is also a HGV issue as well.
Of course.
A friend of mine is actually a HGV driver, and he also told me as well that, the tyres on a lot of the lorries which are on the road are also not roadworthy. There's a lot of them on the road. So there seems to be this acceptance, shall we say?
Yeah.
Where it doesn't matter. Let's carry on. I just need to get to my next destination. It looks fine.
Yeah.
But the problem you have here is if you have severe weather. So if it's really windy, if there's a lot of rain, you're going to struggle for grip.
Absolutely right.
And then you may end up having an accident.
Yeah, and people forget that. I mean, what is the? I'm going to sound terrible now, but what is the legal minimum tyre tread depth? Is it 1.6 or 2 mil now?
I think we should ask some of our listeners for that.
Yeah, so if you know what the current minimum legal requirement for tyre tread depth is, I think it's 1.6 mil, but it might have gone up to 2. Let us know. This is how you get in touch.
Text or WhatsApp 07745 278 978. This is Salam Radio.
And while you're at it, with that number just having been played again, which British car manufacturer shares its name with a London bridge? I asked my son, who's going to be joining us later, that question. He doesn't know. He said, just give me a clue. What's it begin with? What's it begin with? I said, no. I said, don't Google it.
It shows his age, doesn't it?
It shows his age.
Yeah. You know, there's another way of looking at this as well would be, I mean, at the moment we're talking about cars which are being driven probably regularly, which haven't been checked. The other way to look at this as well is if you have a car and you live in a big city, say for example London, okay, and London has a very good public transport network, whether that's the tube, whether it's the buses, etc., or whether you're going to use a bike or whatever it may be.
Sure.
So if you have a nice car at home, you leave it on your drive, and you don't drive it for a long time, it also will have issues.
Absolutely right. That's a very good point, well made, correct.
Thank you, sir.
very well done. But I could not concur with you anymore.
And tyres. It's tyres again.
Of course it is.
I mean, there's many others, but tyres is one big one. If you leave your car sat there for 6 months and you don't do anything with you have issues with your tyres.
It's just shocking how many drivers have let their vehicles get in such a sorry state. It really is shocking. Now, you've mentioned austerity. You mentioned, look, cars are not cheap to maintain. They're not. And it doesn't matter what car you have. You know, obviously older cars and, I don't know, maybe the parts are cheaper. I have no idea, possibly. But it does cost a lot of money. And a vehicle which has defective steering, brakes or tyres, or one that's in a dangerous condition overall, is one that a driver is not truly in control of, and which could lead, as obvious statement, to a serious accident. So keeping your motor in shape isn't just about making sure you've got a valid MOT. As we've said, it needs to be serviced and maintained regularly, because if it won't stop or turn as you want it to, it's simply a weapon on wheels. It
is as well. I think the other element that we haven't spoken about is insurance. You know, if you have a car, even though you may have a valid MOT, but it's involved in a significant crash of some description, and both parties go to the insurance company, and then they check the car, and it isn't roadworthy, there's a potential that your insurance company may not pay out.
Absolutely right.
So there are so many different ways that you can be penalised just because you haven't been looking after your own car.
Indeed. So what do you think on what we're discussing? What do you feel are the issues around maintaining a vehicle? Is it cost? Is it just negligence? Is it ignorance? There's many ways actually to get in touch. You can message us if you're watching and listening on Facebook Live. You can drop us a Facebook message. You can text us 07745 278 978, which is also your WhatsApp number. You can give us a call 01733 602 133. We really want to hear from you.
Yeah,
we do, because I believe there's varying opinions out there. There really is. Coming up after the break, and I'm just going to tease ahead now for a little while, because we're going to be asking a question about, as I teased earlier on, about the latest research on driving long distances without taking a break. And one of the things we want to discuss, and I put the question out there on Facebook over a couple of days ago, and I've got some interesting responses which I'll read out. But what is the furthest you have driven without taking a break? And the reason we're asking that question will all become clear after the break. But if you do want to let us know and come through on air and give us your stories, this is how you do it.
To get involved, call 01733 602 133. This is Salam Radio.
So we really do want to hear from you. Let us know. What are your other thoughts on this story regarding unroadworthy cars? Do you think there's more elements to this story?
I'm trying to think about how. I think it's an education thing. I think that we need to. There needs to be a better campaign actually from the government.
Yes.
Potentially, when you buy car insurance as well, your insurance. I'm not saying this, it should be done, but as an idea, maybe they give you something, remind you every so often, or something like that, something that can remind people that need to be checking their cars. Because some people are just doing it; it's just part of what they do.
Because all that exists today, is an MOT reminder.
Correct, and there has to be something in between.
Yeah, there does.
There's got to be something at the bare minimum, the 6 month mark.
Yes,
and I think education is a really big issue here. I mean, look, if you have a company car. It doesn't matter.
No,
you've got somebody in an office, HR or accountant, somebody saying, "Look, your car's service," or that yourself. If you're doing so many miles, if you're doing 40,000 miles a year,
right,
you will know yourself. Hopefully,
of course.
I need to change my tyre. I mean, I recall previously some of the reasons why I was changing tyres was actually I kept getting flat tyres. some of the roads that I was driving around in the UK. I was
Right.
getting something something was going into a tyre here there, so I was always getting them changed.
Wow.
But you're right. So servicing was something that you were already aware of, other than the MOT. But I think there needs to be more education, definitely.
So you mentioned company cars. I've got a story to tell you. I joined a company many years ago now, probably 15 years ago, right? When company
50?
15.
I thought you said 50.
If it was 50, I wouldn't have been born. And you know that.
I don't know that.
You're trying to do the maths in your head, and you know full well I'm younger than 50.
Really?
Yeah, you always have a go at me about my age.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And to be honest, it's tiresome, and I'm actually going to have to go for counselling. You laugh, bro. You laugh at my
You told me your first car was a Morris Marina.
Don't knock the Morris Marina.
But you told me that was your first car, so I was like trying to
great-
work that out.
It was an Austin Metro. my
Oh,
first
there
car.
you go. There we go.
Easy for you to get them confused.
Yeah, apologies.
Anyway, going back to the point, about 15 years ago, I joined a company, and every salesperson had a company vehicle, right? But during your 6-month probation, you got what was called a fleet car, like a pool car, whatever. And I was given a 3 Series. It was only a year old, a 3 Series BMW to do my job. But I got in that vehicle and I was driving it, and it was the first time I'd driven that model that year of 3 Series, and it was pulling all over the place, left and right, left. I thought, this can't be right, this can't be how it drives. And then I got it home from Hemel Hempstead to Reading back then, and I just walked around it, and I thought, there's something weird about this. Went inside, I remember, and I went out for a drive again in the evening, and I noticed that all 4 tyres were way below the legal minimum.
Wow.
They were almost slicks.
Wow.
I'm not even joking.
Wow.
So I was driving a legal vehicle, and it just goes to show that something that you might not even consider checking can have such a detrimental and huge impact on the handling of the vehicle.
I agree.
Never mind your braking and your in the wet and road holding. Just generally how it was skittering all over the place. It was like pulling left and right. It was so obviously what did I do? Went to Quick Fit, got the tyres done because it was a company vehicle.
Oh, I was going to ask you, did you not set a lap time? No?
I was tempted.
I was tempted.
But it was only a 320D.
Yeah, well, but that sounds really scary though, you know?
It was, bro. That was a weird drive back because I didn't know what was wrong with it. I thought maybe it's the steering, but it was just the tyres.
Yeah.
Just goes to show.
I've been in a situation where the brakes have failed on a car.
No way.
Yeah. Although I can't recall the speed, but I do think, I was doing at least 30, potentially 40.
Yeah.
And I put my foot down on the brake and it just went all the way through. My heart
Now,
sank.
bro, that's called the clutch.
Right. I know. But I put my foot on the brake, it went all the way through, right?
Yeah.
And I got scared, so I used the engine to slow down.
Engine braking.
Engine braking.
Yeah.
So I didn't slow down, and I was mortified, I thought.
So what was the cause of that? Because that's very rare.
Yeah, I can't recall now, but I do recall the moment. The heart sink moment. So I managed to get it into a garage, and I can't remember the reason what it was. There was failure, fundamental failure.
It was probably the driver error.
Yeah, well, there is potentially that as well. Yeah.
Well,
I couldn't get a chance to set a lap time.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, it ended safely.
Yeah.
Right, because that could have been extremely serious.
Absolutely.
Reminds me of a story, right? Slight digression. Reminds me of a story of a guy who was caught speeding on the M4.
Right.
And he had a police car chasing him. Right, I think it was between Bristol and Swindon on the M4, and he was being chased, and he wouldn't pull over. And when eventually he was like banging into barriers and all sorts. When eventually he got pulled over, his argument was that his accelerator was stuck and his brakes weren't working.
Brilliant.
And obviously, they examined the vehicle to investigate, and there was nothing wrong with the vehicle. But he honestly thought, by saying that his accelerator was stuck and his brakes weren't working, that he would get away with it.
Almost.
No, not almost. I think the police laughed at him.
Well, I mean, that's just crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy.
That's
So
just
don't use that. There's some listener advice.
Oh, brilliant! What great advice.
Don't use that. Don't use that as an excuse.
Yeah, but check your car.
But do check your car.
Always check your car before you leave to go on any journey. I think we've got some comments coming in there.
Oh yeah, well spotted. So okay, Brother Fessel said, stick it in the calendar to check tyres every 4 to 6 months. Do you know what? I actually do that. I use an app called TickTick. Other apps are available, and I stick in there. Genuinely, actually, no, it's in my Google Keep. Sorry.
Are you sure? I mean, you're confusing me.
No, I'm just remembering where it is.
Just because you're just finding out there's other apps available?
No, it's in my Google Keep, and I'll show you after the show. And it tells me when to check my tyres. So great advice, Brother Fessel. And he also says, he said, more like Akeel ripping it round the bends.
I have no idea what you're talking about there.
Well, he knows you very well.
Oh, well.
And look, there's no comeback to that.
I've got nothing to say to that.
Brother Faisal, thanks for your input there, as always. So listen, you touched on this kind of last point, and I'm going to try and squeeze in a community announcement before the break. But you mentioned this, and it says, if you're not using your car, this is from the RAC, on a regular basis, it's much easier for that vehicle to fall into disrepair without you necessarily realising it. So that's another thing to think about, right? Is that if you got like a weekend car, or what do you call it? There's a name for it, isn't it? Those that have a sports car just for driving about in. There's a special name for that type of vehicle.
Okay, I'm sure it'll come to you.
It will come to me. Yeah, I was hoping you'd help me out.
I mean, here's the thing. The most common thing you think of when you think, well, I haven't driven my car for a while is, the battery might go flat.
Yes.
Right. So you go and start it up, it started, everything's fine.
Yeah.
But you don't realise, the life of the tyres.
Indeed.
The pressures, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, here's an example, actually. I know someone who does very, very, very few miles a year, and her vehicle failed the MOT, not because of a lack of tyre tread, but because of cracks in the sidewall because they'd aged.
Wow.
So the vehicle was used so less that the cracks in the tyre sidewall, fine cracks, failed their MOT. So there you go, another reason why vehicles unused are not great. Right, listen, we've got a few community announcements before the break, and then we've got more to come, and we're going to be talking about the furthest you've driven without taking a break, and an article which obviously will state why that's unsafe and what the recommendations are, but we really need to hear from you on the furthest you've driven without taking a break.
To get involved, call 01733 602 133. This is Salam Radio.
A couple of events coming up in the not too distant future. The Lantern Initiative are doing a breakfast and interactive workshop, part of their Healing Minds workshop series called Grow to Glow, nurturing and empowering your mind, body and soul for optimum well-being, emotional health and fulfilling relationships. So this is all sorts of things like prioritizing self-care and creating a self-care routine, developing and maintaining healthy relationships. The list goes on and on. This is taking place at the Bull Hotel in Westgate in Peterborough. Tickets are £30. I believe it's a full breakfast, a full English breakfast, etc., and an amazing interactive workshop. You can book online at spottedlocally.uk/grow-to-glow. And it's with the award-winning counsellor Maira Khan, founder of the Muslim Counsellor and Psychotherapist Network, the MCAPN. So that's 6th of October, 10 till 1 at the Bull Hotel. Do check that out. And time for just for one more, I think, is this is an organisation called GLOW, the Glucose Lowering Through Weight Management, and in conjunction with the University of Cambridge. Have you been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in the last 3 years? Would you like support to improve your health? The MRC Epidemiology Unit, I actually said that, at the University of Cambridge are looking for people to take part in a study comparing 2 different programs that aim to help people with type 2 diabetes lower their blood glucose and improve their health. The 2 programs are a diabetes education program and a diabetes education plus weight management program. To take part, you've got to be over 18 years old, have a BMI of over 25, and have been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in the last 3 years. If you are interested in this, you can telephone 0800 783 4611. That's 0800 783 4611 to take part in this study if it's relevant to you, and they'll give you more information and you can find out exactly what it is and more. Do stay tuned. We're going to be going to a commercial break now, but we're coming back with the furthest you've driven without taking a break, plus all the latest car news and an eventual answer to our quiz question. Don't go anywhere, inshallah.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
It doesn't take much to bring some difference. You give some change, which makes a change. Because nothing gets mileage like a charity. Just a little change turns into a chain. And before we know it, the results are massive. So give a little to make a big difference. For donations, call now. UKIM 0207 387 2157.
If you're planning a boutique celebration, there's only one choice: Mumtaz Leeds. From boutique weddings to engagement parties, birthdays to work dues, with seating for up to 300 people, a perfect location and free car park. Plus, we have a private dining suite for 80 people with a beautiful waterfront view. Pre-wedding teas, parties and breakfasts also available. Mumtaz Leeds. Call 0113 242 4211.
Had a car accident or an accident at work? Accident specialists are experts in no-win, no-fee accident claims. Leave the hassle to us. Our multilingual settlement experts will manage the entire claims process on your behalf, with nothing to pay up front. We provide services such as credit hire, taxi vehicles, recovery, storage and much more. For full details on our range of services and a free consultation, call us on 01733 555 774 or visit our office at 249 Lincoln Road opposite the NatWest Bank. Accident Specialists. Start your successful claim today.
Almirad Tiles. With over 70 stores nationwide, we are now open in Peterborough. Up to 50% discount offers now on. Largest selection of tiles. Full bathroom suites from only £189. Paint, LED lighting, laminate flooring from only $7.99. Over 1,000 designs of wallpaper in stock. We have everything you need. Come and visit us at 193 Fengate, Peterborough, PE1 5BH, or call us on 01733 34 58 47. Almirad Tiles, now open.
Do you own a restaurant or takeaway? Cater Fair is an expert supplier of new and used commercial catering equipment. Visit caterfair.co.uk for quality equipment on sale at the lowest prices, or call us on 01733 310 115 or visit us at 11 Royce Road, Fengate, Peterborough.
दोस्ता की परेशान है
जरा कर है ना सारा सौदा मुक्या वा मुल्का विच पैसे भेजने
हूं नहीं अमार फूड वाले की फोन खड़का ते फ्री लोकल डिलीवरी कार मंगवा
आलाता उथे क्या स्पेशल आ
उना की लबई हाइजीन च ग्रेड 5 चीजें चंगियां मियारी ते सस्तियां ते नाले ऑफर ही ऑफर
और क्या क्या
ताजा गोश्त ताजी सब्जियां ते फ्रूट आटा चावल दालें मसाले ते जूस सारे बिल जमा करने गैस ते इलेक्ट्रिक ने टॉप अप भी करने पाकिस्तान पैसे बिल्कुल फ्री भेजने मतलब के एक चिड़ी ने दूध छड़ी तो हर शय लबनी
जने ने आप उतरा
Amar Food Store and Halal Meat 613B Lincoln Road Peterborough telephone 01733 687374.
Did you know Shin Ibadi was the first Muslim to win the Nobel Prize in 2003 for her continuous work on the struggle for the rights of women and children?
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Geared Up here on Salam Radio 106.2 FM and on Inspire FM 105.1. Welcome and hope you've been enjoying the show. You will be noticing that we've got our proper theme music back as well, which I'm just about to fade out because we've got very important things to be talking about. So Akeel, enjoy the first half?
Yeah, it's great, and I'm glad we've seen the service. The show's just been serviced.
Yeah, apologies for the technical error. We're not seem to be our playlist isn't playing our Salam Radio idents before each after each ad break. So apologies, we'll get that looked into. It's not something that normally happens, so forgive us for that technical hitch. If you just joined us, you have missed us talking about is your car too dangerous for the road, which we've kind of exhausted that topic, but you have made it in time for us to talk about how far you're prepared to drive without taking a break. And that's also the question that we're asking you this evening as well. I've got a couple of questions. This is the first. What is the furthest that you've driven without taking a break? Give us a call, or you can also WhatsApp us.
Text or WhatsApp 07745 278 978. This is Salam Radio.
This is indeed Salam Radio, and this is shocking news that's come out, actually. More than a quarter of drivers who take their vehicle abroad admit to driving for more than 5 hours in one stint. But it's not just those that take them abroad, it's those that cover the length of the country as well.
Yeah.
9 in 10 ignore the recommended limit of 2 hours driving or less before a break. Now, these new figures from RAC Europe reveal just how long motorists are prepared to drive without a break, risking their safety and that of their passengers, and of course other road users in the process. Incredibly, more than a quarter of UK drivers, that's 28%, who have taken their own transport to the continent, admit for driving non-stop for 5 hours or more, with the figure leaping to a colossal 58% who say they've driven for 4 hours or more without a break. Now, within the EU, even people who drive for a living are not permitted by law to drive for any more than 4.5 hours before stopping. And in contrast, just 1 in 10 drivers who have driven abroad from the UK say they've stuck to driving 2 hours or less before stopping and taking a rest, as recommended by the Highway Code. So while drivers are not bound by it outside the UK, Rule 91 of the code states that a break of at least 15 minutes should be taken every 2 hours, with regular breaks essential in keeping a driver focused, alert, and above all, safe on the road. So it's very, very interesting research. I suppose the first question I've got for you, Brother Akeel, is, first of all, what's the furthest you've driven without taking a break? And be honest.
Peterborough to Devon.
Peterborough to Devon?
Yeah, so that's just over 4 hours.
Okay, so I thought it would be longer. So
No, it's just over 4 hours. I have done other stints, but when I went back and started to think about it, I realised I did stop.
You did?
Yeah, I did stop. But I mean, Peterborough to Devon's far. It's over 4 hours.
So, but let me ask you this: was your stop because you were tired, or was it the call of nature?
For the further journeys?
Yeah,
the further journeys was definitely the call of nature.
Okay, so it wasn't because you felt tired.
No.
Now,
I tell you what it was. For me, because I was on the road for so long, as you know, over 40,000 miles a year, it was, you just want to get to somewhere.
Yeah,
and when you're driving in excess of 1,000 miles a week, you're leaving Peterborough in the morning, maybe 5:30, and in your mind you're thinking, right, I need to get to X, and I'm just going to drive all the way there because you're going to hit traffic.
Yeah,
all these things that you take on board, you take all your refreshments and things with you, and it's just there's no reason to stop.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's autopilot.
Is it also the fact that fewer and fewer people are taking breaks in long journeys? Is it a lot to do with the fact that cars are just more comfortable these days?
That's one element, but there is another one, which is the technology is much better. So the car that I was driving had adaptive cruise control. So the car was effectively driving itself.
Yeah,
I was just steering.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and so it made it even more easier. Although, I mean, it's I
think you should explain what adaptive cruise control is, because not everyone's going to know what it is.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, traditionally, in a lot of cars, you'll have a cruise control, so you'll set the speed on a car. So if you're on a motorway, you'll set to 70 miles an hour, and the vehicle won't go faster than 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But what adaptive cruise control does, it has a radar at the front of the car, and you set the speed to 70 miles an hour, and so the car's driving at 70 miles an hour, and then the radar is just scanning in front of itself.
Yeah.
And if the car in front of you starts to slow down, your car starts to slow down, giving it enough space so you can then allocate, right, it needs to be this many car lengths before my car will start to brake.
Right.
And in some cars, it can even come to a standstill.
Yes.
All right. So then when the car in front of you starts to pick up speed again, for example, because of congestion,
it
will then your car will then catch up to the speed that you'd originally set it to.
Yeah.
And because it's doing that, you are literally just sitting there steering.
No, nothing on the pedals.
Nothing on the pedals.
Yeah, and you're right. Some cars' adaptive cruise control will not work below, say, 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But some, 'cause I was in a Range Rover the other day, and that did what you said. So it will take you up to the people at traffic lights and then pull off again.
Yeah.
It's if you're not used to it, it's very weird and surreal.
Yes, but the thing is, when you do get used to it, I can tell you, I did at least, 15,000 miles in London alone in 2017.
Yeah.
And I had adaptive cruise control set at 20 miles an hour, because a lot of it is 20 miles an hour.
True.
I got so used to it, I was like, oh, it doesn't matter. Because for me, it was I didn't want to get a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing is, and then I got so used to it, I was like, well, this is just the way it is. It's just too easy for me now. So I think that's it. So it is comfort levels, but it's technology as well.
Just elaborating further on the comfort levels and the driver assistance that's now available in new vehicles. So you've got the adaptive cruise control, which has also now become more intelligent, but also things like lane departure.
Yeah.
So basically, it'll keep you in the middle of the lane that you're in. as long as the road you're driving on has clear lines, middle, centre line, and outside line, it will keep you in the centre of the road. And if you take your hands off the steering wheel, the wheel will vibrate, or there'll be a warning buzzer or something telling you to hold the wheel. But in effect, the car will drive itself.
It will, yeah. But then you have obviously things like Tesla and other car manufacturers where you have autonomous driving.
So they actually call that autopilot.
Yes. So there was a case in 2018 of a man in the UK who was prosecuted because he was seen on the motorway laying down in the passenger side of his Tesla.
Yeah.
Okay, the car was autopilot. It was set to drive itself. And somebody took a picture. He got prosecuted, but he went to court and he said, well, I wasn't breaking the law because this is what the car can do. But the thing is, in this country, it's law, even no matter what, adaptive cruise control, whether it's, autonomous driving, semi-autonomous driving, the driver has to be ready to take control of the car.
Absolutely.
So even though I was doing that, my foot was always near the brake. And so on and so forth. So, and that is something to take into account. But what we're talking about today is, the fact that obviously we know that, drunk people, drugged people, distracted drivers, they're a danger to themselves and others.
Yeah.
But when you are driving for really, really long periods, if you're really tired, you're just as dangerous. You're just as much as risk as somebody who is drunk behind the wheel of a car.
Indeed. So I've had some responses on social media to the question, what's the furthest you've driven without taking a break? Abid Shah in Leicester has said Glasgow to Leicester, which is a bit. That is far.
That's far.
That is far. Is that about the same, Peterborough to Devon?
No, that's further.
That'll be further?
Yeah.
Okay. My good friend Munir Zamir in London has said London to Sheffield. That's also a trek.
It is, yes.
Probably not as far. Our very own Dr. Shabina has said Kettering to Dumfries and Galloway in 2013. She goes on to say the little one had chicken pox and started off with one spot at Kettering, and by the time we'd reached Dumfries after 4 hours, he was covered. Wow. So that is a whole different journey itself.
Yeah.
Jaldri Armour Iqbal has said Edinburgh to Peterborough on the journey up, stayed overnight in Newcastle. Okay, so he stayed overnight on the way up, on the way back, Edinburgh to Peterborough. That's a trek.
That's a trek.
Yeah. Abdul Stad has said Peterborough to Durdle Door. Do you know what Durdle Door is?
No idea.
Google it. And
thanks.
Yeah, just Google it. Peterborough to Durdle, that is far. And then he said, oh, wow, Peterborough to Durdle Door and back again on the same day.
Wow.
That is actually far. Asad Arif says, he said, my wife has driven me mad for 6 years. No breaks thus far. Please discuss. Amazing. But that is, I tell you what, no breaks 6 years. That's probably the longest journey.
Yeah.
I think he's won that. My friend Paul Bailey, who's now in Moscow, says often used to drive non-stop from King's Lynn to Newcastle for a monthly meeting. That's a trek.
That is definitely a trek.
Yeah. The furthest he's driven without a break is Moscow to Bryansk to see his in-laws. Takes just over 5 hours. Interesting. He said roads outside major Russian cities are often so bad and bumpy that it's almost impossible to fall asleep at the wheel. It depends on your car. In Fords and Citroens, the seats give backache, so I had to stop for a rest. My old BMW or Vauxhall, no problems at all. I think we've got a winner, though, just now. Azam Ali Chowdhury has said Milan to London, which is 1,200 miles regularly. Milan to London.
Wow.
Without a break.
That is very impressive. I take my hat off to you, sir.
I'm impressed with that. Our good friend Ivan Humble has said lowest off to Middlesbrough.
That is far.
That is far. Because you've got to go round, right?
Yeah, that is far.
Lowest off to Middlesbrough. Glenn Jones said, I can't do long journeys. I find myself pulling into lay-bys for breaks. I must be a lightweight. But he's safe. Fair play to Glenn Jones.
Yeah.
And Samantha Stokes, personally, I wouldn't drive much more than 2 hours without a break, certainly by choice. Even if the break is to stretch my legs and get some fresh air, personally, I'd prefer to grab a coffee too. So in my opinion, I like what Samantha said. To be honest, that's what the highway code says. You should do that. But in practice, I think the furthest I've done is...
Iceland and back.
Iceland on Lincoln Road?
Yeah.
No, we drove from Peterborough to Aviemore, and I think it was 5 hours. Without a break.
There's a family dispute going on here. He said 4.
Yeah, you say he, so I haven't introduced who you're referring to. But now I will, now that you've prompted me.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So we're joined by our resident car guru, my son Ali. Assalamu alaikum, Ali.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How you doing?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing good.
Feeling good?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Looking good, mashallah.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Really good.
We've got some more comments, by the way.
Oh, we've got some more comments. Thank you. Okay, so Michelle has said Northwich to Harwich, 4 hours. Wow.
What gear were you in?
That's a trek. I don't even know where Northwich is, to be honest.
Just outside Harwich, apparently.
Even though it's 4 hours drive.
It's 4 hours drive.
Interesting. I know Harwich. Marseille to London from Judy Sleety. Forgive me for mispronouncing your name if I am. Marseille to London. Yeah, that's a trek.
That's a trek.
That is a trek. Interesting. Thank you for your comments. Keep them coming in. Or you can WhatsApp as well if you really want to. You can do that.
Text or WhatsApp 07745 278 978. This is Salam Radio.
Now, we're also asking you, what is the furthest... Sorry, no, we've done that. Which British car manufacturer shares its name with a London bridge? That's our quiz question today. Which British car manufacturer shares its name with a London bridge? And when you eventually get the answer to this at the end of the show and you want to kick yourselves or you want to blame someone, blame Brother Akeel because he came up with this question.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I just want people to know where the blame should lie.
Thank you.
So, Ali, listen, you're going to talk to us about latest car news, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What have we got? What have you got to talk to us about?
Well, the biggest news in the motoring world right now is Bugatti Chiron beating 300 miles an hour. So
yeah, that was crazy.
I saw the video. Can I just say to you,
Crazy,
it blew my mind. I texted your dad. I went, "Oh my god."
Yeah, the official speed is 304.77 miles an hour, which is crazy.
You know, when I was watching it, I had this I had this nervous energy when I was watching him. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Yeah.
So, but am I right in saying that this is not an actual production car, though? They've tweaked a Chiron, right?
Yes, that means that Koenigsegg still owns the record of fastest production car, which I think is about 284.
Yes, but can I just add, like I texted you as well, this was tweaked by Bugatti, so it wasn't some aftermarket thing. It was by the manufacturer.
Yes.
Yeah.
But still, it's not classed as a production vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
But Koenigsegg is.
Yes.
Is a Koenigsegg what? What was it? Koenigsegg, what do they call it?
Was it the Jesko?
I thought it was the 1-1. Or is that not being raced yet?
I have no idea.
Oh. Okay.
I think it was the Jesko. But anyway, the car was 25 centimeters longer than the production car, and it used a laser-controlled ride height system to ensure that the car sticks to the ground while simultaneously creating as little drag as possible.
Wow,
that is crazy.
Wow. Can I just say something to you? I saw the the car. You could see the car is modified.
Yeah.
It just looked so cool.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
And it was the same colour scheme as the Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport Vitesse.
Yes.
Yeah,
Also,
orange
do
and
you know
black,
when I was watching the video as well?
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, are they going to run out of road? Are they going to run out of road? Are they going to run out? But they didn't. It just carried on. It was phenomenal.
It is phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. It was a sight to be seen. It really was. What else you got for us, Ali?
Well, as everyone has been waiting for, the new Lamborghini. It's called the Lamborghini Cyan or Cyan, I'm not sure. But it's a Lamborghini's first hybrid model.
Wow.
It's due to be revealed at the Frankfurt Motor Show later this month, and it will be based on the Aventador's chassis but will not replace that model. Instead, it will be a limited edition that sits above the Aventador SVJ in terms of price, power and performance.
It's going to sit above the
Yes.
Aventador.
Wow.
SVJ
That's
actually, yeah.
Wow.
So it's not an eco-friendly Lamborghini though. The hybrid system only subtly assists the car's naturally aspirated 6.5 litre V12 engine.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
That's be good on tax.
Yeah.
Have we got any figures on BHP and things like that?
819 horsepower.
Wow. Okay, that sounds so cool.
And to be honest, I think it's worth the 3.6 million.
Oh, is that how much it is?
Yeah.
I
think it's worth it.
I think your dad's got 2 on order.
No, it's 0.6 mil over my budget.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to give Sister Michelle was going to get one as a company car.
As long as it's got Salam Radio livery on it.
Yes, and if she can get to Harwich and what was the other place?
For Northwich to Harwich in 4 hours.
Less than 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd think so with a car like that.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, she's a bad driver. Just her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to other
Yeah, you keep giggling though. Yeah,
Yes,
that's it. True professional.
Brilliant.
Compared to other electric supercars, it hasn't got a heavy battery pack. Instead, it has got a lighter supercapacitor, so it kind of helps that naturally aspirated V12 along. The 0 to 62 miles an hour time is the same as 2.8 seconds, which is the same as SVJ's, but its 40 to 70 miles an hour time is over a second faster.
Whoa. Wow.
Oh my God! See, the people think, okay, $3.6 million pounds, well, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You imagine the research and development that's gone into this.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
What else you got? What else you got?
Now back to like everyday cars.
Well, I thought that is an everyday car.
The 2020 Nissan Juke, everyone.
Oh,
we did a show, didn't we?
We did.
We said the Dukes are not good.
So hang on, pause for a second. So you've gone from a Lamborghini Cyan to a Nissan Duke.
No,
what a
come on.
legend!
Oh, come on. But
it's an ugly vehicle. Do you agree it's ugly?
The old one is.
Here we go.
No, the old one was like Marmite. For like, it's just.
It was a brown mess.
No, it was.
Wow.
Oh, do you mean love it or hate it? Okay, I'm with you.
You've done.
Okay, carry on, yeah.
Okay,
compose yourself.
The second generation Nissan Juke is bigger, lighter, and better equipped than its predecessor in a bid to reclaim the compact SUV crown. So obviously, many other SUVs have taken it.
Wait a second, you didn't say anything about the looks.
No, I'm not finished.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
let me finish. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, can we get a picture?
It's radio?
I know, but I want to see it now.
Oh, you want to see it? Fair enough.
I'm going to Google it while we're doing this.
Talk to me about this Duke.
It's 35mm wider and 75mm longer nose to tail than before, but importantly, the wheelbase has grown by 105mm.
Now that is interesting.
Yes, very interesting.
So it's basically a brand new, total new Duke.
No.
Does it look bad?
No, I'm sorry. It's got some tweaks, but essentially it's still the Duke. Although it's got rid of something. It's got slightly sharper lines.
Yeah, it's got like a V, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got a V at the front.
It does look better.
In the interest of time, you've got to move on.
Yeah, okay. Overall, it looks like a larger, more spacious car. Despite the increase in size, the Duke is now 23 kilograms lighter.
Wow.
That's due to more lightweight steel in the body.
Well, that's like me taking your lunchbox out of a vehicle.
23 kilograms.
Oh my God.
Come on, what else have you got?
The Porsche Taycan, right? This one is amazing.
I've seen that.
The new Porsche Taycan is the brand's first ever all-electric production car, and it arrives with 2 high-power turbo variants. The first production-ready all-electric car the German brand has produced in its near 90-year history.
Wow.
It looks epic.
It does look
great.
epic.
Yeah, it does look great.
The Taycan is a sleek 4-door fastback underpinned by a bespoke battery electric platform, and it's aiming to dethrone the Tesla Model S performance.
Oh, that's a bold claim.
It is,
Very
but
bold.
I'll say one thing to you. It looks so much better than a lot of cars you've seen. The electric cars. It just looks so cool.
Do Google it if you're interested in seeing what the Porsche Taycan looks like. Is it Taycan?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, do Google it and have a look.
And the Nissan Duke 2020.
And the Nissan Duke as well, if you really want to.
Yes.
But do have a bucket handy. Go on, Ellie, what else you got?
Electric car buyers are going to be wanting to buy this because it's fast, fascinating, and eco-friendly.
Okay.
Fully electric.
And just to add weight to what he's just saying,
Yeah.
Tesla, the Model 3 was the UK's third best-selling car in August this year.
Yes, it was.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Which will also points to the fact that Tesla are now delivering their cars much sooner.
Correct.
Wow. Brilliant.
Porsche has confirmed 3 variants of the Taycan will be produced, outlining 2 so far. The Taycan Turbo and the Taycan Turbo S.
Right.
So they're priced from 115,000 and to 138,000 respectively.
Wow.
Which is quite expensive, but it will take a swing at the Model S.
Yeah, but it was cheaper than that. It's cheaper than the Bugatti, so it's affordable.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, good point, well made.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now
What have we got now?
this is actually just amazing. I actually can't wait. I want to buy a Ford now. It's like a midlife crisis for me.
How?
But,
Whoa.
How have you got midlife crisis already?
I have no idea, but
Wow.
it's a Ford projector. So it has been revealed that Ford hold a patent on one of the coolest SUV additions of recent times, a movie projector hidden in the tailgate.
Oh my God.
Oh, well, hang on. I don't get this. So, what? Okay. So this is an optional extra, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm guessing,
You can
yeah.
buy it for which vehicle?
Well, it's just a
Fiesta?
concept. It's just a concept now, but Ford basically.
Will it go into a Ford Fiesta, do you think?
I don't think so. I think it would go in there.
That's a shame.
I think.
But I don't. Do you remember Pimp My Ride?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
On MTV.
Yeah.
They would do things like this.
Yes.
They'd open the boot and there'd be a projector and there was a screen and a PlayStation 3 back then.
Or an Xbox.
Or an Xbox, thank you. Other consoles are available.
Nintendo,
thank you. We don't have to list them.
Oh, okay, I thought that's what you were doing.
No, but thanks for your help.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But Ali, I don't understand why anyone would want that as an option. What are you projecting onto?
Okay, so it will be slightly angled down from the tailgate, but it would be good for like camping and stuff. But you could just literally put it wherever you want. It would project wherever you want and would be controlled by the infotainment. But
sounds cool. Seriously, it does.
You
sound
like
cool.
that?
It sounds cool. It sounds really cool.
It just looks like something you'd want to show off, but would you use it?
But no, hang on. There is another feature. The drawings depict the device not only projecting film footage, but the potential for it to be used in a floodlight style, allowing people to light up the area they are camping in, for example.
Oh, okay, now we're talking. But why don't you just get a big torch?
So, get a big torch.
I'm sorry.
I have no idea.
I think I'm speechless.
I'm sorry. You know me, right? I'm famous for a bargain. I love a bargain.
So, well, have you got a Datsun torch at home, have you? You've got a big Datsun torch.
Would I spend £800 or £1,000 for this optional extra, or would I just buy a massive halogen xenon beast of a torch from Amazon for £100 and
or
strap
eBay.
it? Or eBay. Other platforms are available. Don't list them. And you can just strap it to the roof. Why do I need a projector from Ford? I'm sorry, I don't like it.
Okay.
You got anything else? Don't tell me you're ending on that, Ali.
No, I'm not.
Come on, we're running out of time.
Well, there is actually some latest news. It's a new special for Salam Radio. It just came out around 3 hours ago.
Wow.
And so Ferrari looks set to unveil 2 important new convertible models, according to images circulating on social media.
Mm-hmm.
One image posted to Facebook by a Ferrari fan page shows what appears to be a drop-top version of the firm's 812 Superfast.
Oh, wow. Now we're talking. We're talking.
Yeah. Also inbound, as shown in an image published by an Instagram user, is a spider variant of the new F8 Tributo.
Oh my god, I think I'm going to faint.
Wow.
So you better save me. Get that floodlight thing out.
Wow, Ali, this is literally in the last 3 hours.
Exactly, yeah, it's latest news.
Wow.
And I'm going to end on this one. So the new Bugatti, new Bugatti Cento DSE. I think I'm saying
Cento DSE.
Yeah, so we know Bugatti, they've rarely come out with new models. They've had the Veyron, they've had the 110.
Yeah, EB110.
EB110, sorry, and the Chiron.
Yeah.
But they obviously do lots of special editions. And this one, it is based on the Chiron, but with a redesigned bodywork hailing back to the iconic EB110. At the front, the grille is smaller than the Chiron's, and there are reshaped air intakes and a new carbon fibre front splitter with white pinstripes.
Oh, it does sound amazing.
Well, how
we
much
got any
is it?
stats?
£10,000?
Yeah.
That's the splitter.
No, that's the splitter.
Or the torch. yeah.
The stats are here. It is powered by the same 8-litre quad turbocharged W16 found in the Chiron, but it has been tuned and it now makes 1600 horsepower, whereas the Chiron only makes 14,079.
Brilliant. Ali, thank you so much.
Awesome.
Our resident car guru is going to join us every month for the last 10-15 minutes of the show with the latest news, some exciting stuff there. The answer to the quiz question, which British car manufacturer shares its name with a London bridge? Ali's on tenterhooks with this one.
Yeah.
Akeel, the answer is...
Vauxhall.
Vauxhall Bridge, Ali? No? Oh dear.
Vauxhall.
That is a shame. So, unfortunately, it's that time where we've got to end the show. Do hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Vauxhall was the answer to that question. If you got it right, but you didn't text in, shame on you, but well done for getting it right. I mean that in the nicest way possible. We're going to be back. This is a monthly show. We're going to be back on, it's either the 3rd or 4th of October, whatever that Friday is. So do stay tuned to Salam Radio. And most importantly, do stay safe on the roads. You know, we talk about things in a bit of jovial manner, but it's important to stay safe out there. Keep your vehicles looking looking well and being safe. But most importantly, do stay safe on the roads and stay tuned, please, to Salam Radio. This Sunday, Salam Sports is back after a massive break. That's from 3 p.m. So stay tuned for that, for all the latest on the sports. And of course, Monday, we've got more shows coming your way as well. So inshallah, we'll be back with you in 4 weeks. Assalamu alaikum.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
मेरा नाम मुकद्दस है और कोट मेरा घर है और ये मेरे लिए किसी जन्नत से कम नहीं। हमारे भी कुछ ख्वाब हैं जिनकी